But hey, we're gonna have some laughs, and it doesn't hurt the score of the matchup. Then, I mean, I'm all up for the drama. And we see Ice B with a hidden mod here for this particular map.
Oh,
And for reading
hidden?
SV, hidden is interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Yeah, usually you don't really see visual mods come into play for SVs, even if you are a visual mod user. But well, Ice V holding the best score on Indonesia's side.
Yeah, he had a bit of a rough start, but now that he hit the combo cap, he's getting his lane cover consistent, which is definitely gonna help him.
Yeah, but it does seem like Vietnam in general have stronger scores overall. As you can see, a lot of you have 99.8.
Yeah, Lord is doing such a good job here. It's outperforming even ISB from Indonesia and then everybody else as well for the counterparts. So Vietnam is having a very substantial lead right here, a very decisive one. But there are some strange and tricky mini jacks over here, and some of the LN patterns require a lot of coordination to release. So if a miss happens, the map doesn't really have the node density for Vietnam to drop and keep the lead. They could potentially lose this map if they miss at some point soon, but so long as they maintain this combo together, they should be able to easily win this against Indonesia. As you see, Nayu and I Can Play are dropping almost both below the 99% mark, and Vietnam is just destroying the chart mashed potato, struggling a little bit on it, but Azrieli and Lotte are just completely crushing the chart. I think they're both being double the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as well with those high accuracies. This should definitely be a definitive Vietnam point to start off the match.
And as much as Ice B try with his hidden, it's not gonna be enough here to take down the top seed Vietnam. SB1, make it funky now. It's a point in favor of Vietnam here. Lottery with the B1 double S taking the number one spot for this matchup, followed up by Azrieli with an amazing ratio as well, almost 10-1. Expectations were into the first place. And considering they are like pretty much a specifically Rice team, I found that very, very surprising. And maybe Vietnam has the same thing, although I don't think it is the case. They are swapping most of their tournament players for this particular map. And it's mostly due to the fact that they just struggle with the land so much in general. We can see that Lovely L is already having some of issues in the start, but then recover nicely. And they're going to be holding the lead actually out of this intro where Nayu and Onta both struggle a little bit in terms of accuracy.
And now we're getting the map really underway, and you can see some accuracy recoveries. Now you just kind of stuck around the 99.2, but the lead should definitely shrink now. Indonesia is trying to get back into the swing.
Definitely tightening this lead. They are making it look closer as time goes on. Nayu's accuracy is climbing, but now there's the miss. Oh my god. The caster curse is real.
That could be a mystery from Nayu's side, and Vietnam now have a good cushion.
Absolutely. The accuracy is looking a little bit better as well. Like if you match them, Lovely L is outplaying Reggie, and Onta and Sivelia are essentially having the same score. But then you see Lottery and Nayu, there's one miss of difference in favor of Vietnam, and then there's the accuracy, which is also in favor of Vietnam here. So they are definitely in a very comfortable spot. They will have to be very careful though, because if they miss, they can easily column up in maps like this, and that is definitely going to be enough for Indonesia to catch up. As you can see, the difference is actually getting closer as we speak.
Yeah, accuracy from Vietnam's side now starting to dwindle down. Onta Bakassi now holding the best accuracy in the lobby from the shaky start that they had. This lead is shrinking ever so slightly.
It is the one miss from Nayu though that's keeping Indonesia second place here, but there's misses by Lori and Sibelia.
Oh my goodness!
Just completely destroyed by this section. Very heavy coordination and releases requirement, and they are not capable of hitting it. That's just destruction for Vietnam as Indonesia at the end clutches the victory.
That was a complete collapse. That just happened in a snap.
Yeah, that was just the fastest Thanos snap I ever seen in May World Cup 2021.
That has to be a record or something. That just in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, the difference was like about, for example, Azrieli, one of the most accurate players in the world. They're definitely going to have the advantage in that regard, but I don't really expect many full combos, if any full combo from this map in particular. for both
We
of the teams,
might.
actually.
Yeah,
We
we
might see one
but
each.
yeah, it really just comes down to FCs, I think, because this map is so long. You're bound to miss somewhere if you're
There is
if
the
you just
first
lose
one.
concentration. Yeah, 3 on gaming already. Slipping
the
away at the
Jazz.
start. But it's okay, it's only the first 400 notes. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal.
It was on the first 60 notes, I think, in fact. So
Yeah.
when they reach the combo cup,
there we go.
if they ever reach it, I can play if they're the first to miss an Indonesia sign. I told you, this is not a map we're gonna see that many full combos on.
Yeah, and if you're already missing at the first half a minute, can you imagine holding on for another 3.5 more? There you go, another one for Michael Play.
Meanwhile, Asrieli is holding an amazingly good accuracy as expected, 99.91%.
Yeah.
Really good ratio over there, but it is mostly off the back of I Can Play's misses here.
Yep.
To some degree honoring his name, I guess. He's not being able to play this all that well, unfortunately. Well, you have some time to recover here. There is this break, and I think after this, there's no really breaks anymore. There's no more breaks anymore. This is just
there's like only one
go.
break.
Oh, I Can Play missing once more. Okay, he struggled very hard on this. He might have a wrong scroll speed or something, because some of those misses are looking very awkward. Maybe the keyboard might function. Yeah, just look at that. Those misses are somewhat clean, yet he still finds a way. And because of that, Vietnam is just in a huge lead. Map that is 4 minutes long. They are about 30,000 points in their favor. There's a miss there by GIọi Gaming, but it's not gonna matter too much. The difference is just massive.
Yeah, as long as Asrieli and Cyberly are holding, that's all that matters right now for Vietnam.
Absolutely here. To think the lowest score right now is by GIọi Gaming with a 99.77 on the Vietnamese side, and he had 2 misses. It's very impressive. Like, Vietnam overall has an amazing accuracy as a team in this. And Reggie and RetroX are... Yeah, Reggie and RetroX are actually not so far than tying the 2 lowest scores from Vietnam, but the difference between Asrieli and I Can Play is just like super big, like super crazy big. I Can Play has like 6 misses, Asrieli has none. And his accuracy dropping as time goes on. His accuracy is tanking due to the stamina factor for sure, but he's doing so much better than everybody else. 0.05 of accuracy in a map like this is a big difference, especially when you get into this sharpshooting 99.85 plus.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They're still going on. We're already in the final quarter of the map. GIọi missing again, but again, that's not gonna hurt Vietnam too much, because it really just has to come down to Asrieli and Cyberly just holding on.
I'm honestly surprised though that we're seeing 4 full combos on this. That is very impressive. There's another miss there by GIọi Gaming, and honestly I think this I Can Play, oh well, he actually misses again. I was about to mention, maybe it's just his keyboard that is malfunctioning because he was holding so well in the second half, but he then finds another miss, and seems like we're gonna see a 4-way FC on this map in particular. That's very, very impressive. But Vietnam is gonna be taking this as long as nothing very crazy happens here. They are comfortably in the lead.
Yep, this will be a second point to Vietnam if all things go well.
Oh, so many misses.
Well, it is still a point to Vietnam, but
that's really starting to hit a little bit too late. You can see his stamina definitely starting to tank. His ratio going down.
It's dipping a little bit, but it's still going to be MVP of the lobby.
Is he though? Rage is very close. I think it will. Yeah, there it is. He gets the 995,000 points.
Really doing really well.
Wins this. Actually, Asrieli had the worst ratio of the team. That's surprising.
What? Yeah, that is true. Asrieli had the worst ratio of the team. Wow.
This isn't all that physically demanding, I think, for the most part, compared to Werewolf House. Maybe not as technical rather than physically demanding. This is still a pretty fast map, but patterns are somewhat linear compared to Werewolves. It's more structural. I think it's like more rigid as a map overall, which is sometimes uncomfortable for those LM players that are used to more flowy releases instead.
Yeah, it really hits at awkward positions, especially some of these jacks here too.
I hate this rig.
Very slight lead to Vietnam. We go into some inverse.
Yep, 6-way FC so far, but we've seen this in the past. We've seen Vietnam being on the lead for long enough. We've seen a miss from Indonesia, but the team of Vietnam just collapsing at the end, so they have to be very careful here.
And it can happen because the ending of this map can be pretty brutal too.
Both scores are just flickering back and forth here off the back of Sevilia's accuracy compared to Reggie's. They're essentially tied, and this difference seems to be slightly in favor of Vietnam, but there's the fast miss coming from Reggie here. Indonesia repeating the story as we saw on the previous long no map, but we'll see if the story repeats at the end.
Yeah, I think this could be a mirror, but we have to see. It really just comes down to this last quarter.
Yep, so far it is identical, and this last section is one of the hardest ones. It requires a lot of coordination too, but we don't have Lottery here, which is one of the players that has missed the previous 11 picks, so we don't have that many time remaining. That was probably one of the hardest patterns remaining too, and there's no misses whatsoever from any of the players. Vietnam is going to be holding this lead a little bit longer, but Indonesia's charging and getting closer. Their accuracy are climbing up.
It is getting very close. They need to hold on, Vietnam.
Last core jackish long no patterns here, but it's not gonna be enough. Vietnam still holding on through this, and at the last long note over here, they will take the lead of 4,000 points. They'll win this first breakpoint of the match. 200 Try Down Gaming, who finally shows up. The long no pick, the substitution definitely working off for Vietnam here as they take this pick. And if you match all of the scores, they're so close. Consider this pick, they pick this so early into the match. I will expect Vietnam to do very well on this, but maybe they're just banking on Indonesia's capabilities and that of not being physically strong enough to handle a map like this.
I feel like it could be a mix of both. Just knowing Indonesia's weakness on stuff like this and Vietnam being very physically strong as a team. I will see the first few jacks, we'll see if anyone drops on them.
This map is so old.
It is oldie.
They are the long jacks, they call them long jacks. Not that big of a difficulty. Now I think it's the only one who's struggling a little bit when it comes to accuracy here. And then on the left hand, there he goes, possibly with the first miss.
That's a huge one too. That's really dropping a lot. That's a ton.
Massive. That's massive. Ready trades though, so now Indonesia's gonna start to drop this lead as time goes on. But 3 down gaming as well.
That's 1 FC to 2. Indonesia, never mind, make it 1-1 FC now. With now you dropping.
That is too fast for Nayu to hold on to. Look at his accuracy, it's so low compared to everybody else. As Reddy's trying to catch up as well as time goes on, but Nayu is just dropping left and right. That's what's keeping me Vietnam with the lead. I complain now missing normal full combos on the Indonesian side. It's just Sevilla.
Yeah, this map gets through very quickly.
3 down gaming's accuracy is the strongest of the entire lobby. He has one miss, sure, so does Reggie, but they're holding their accuracies all around. But at this point, the lead from Vietnam is massive. Those misses from Nayu were too strong, and Reggie now drops once more. It's mostly just a matter of accuracy. Sure, Vietnam's on the lead misses-wise, but Nayu's accuracy is so low compared to everybody else that it's just going to keep Indonesia down, and now there's just a misfest. So much density apart. As really is the only one dropping on Vietnam, but Indonesia is just collapsing all over the place.
Sevilla is still holding the FC all the way. Yeah, and Indonesia are just stepping on landmines now. Vietnam have this. Wow, there's an FC from Sevilla. Very strong score.
Very solid. The ratio maybe not the best, but extremely good full combo. They're 987, and 3 down gaming not far behind, only 1,000 points off the score by Sevilla. That one miss definitely being the killer, but 130 regular 300. That's an insane ratio as well.
That's a really good ratio, yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but they lost Percival Kyria, so not sure how well they will do on a map that is so dense like Dodger's Gadget.
We just have to wait and see.
Well, the fact that they're banking on also Vietnam using the long lineup on a map that is somewhat rise oriented. I mean, it's hybrid, it has some rise patterns that they could maybe out accuracy the Vietnamese team, but this Flamma lands and this like bursty lands Rolly to some degree are very tricky to hit, and now is the first one to drop already for Indonesia. His accuracy below the 99% mark here. His keeper struggling a little bit as he claimed earlier in the room, but that's definitely going to be putting Vietnam on the lead very easily and very solidly so. This lead is about 20,000 points now.
Yeah, not many major issues from Vietnam's side as well. Lovely L and Tridon just kind of matching in accuracy. Now inside this rise heavy section here, no problems again from everyone in this lobby. Except for now, you're picking up a drop before the break.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate one as well. Sibelia was very close to hit a miss over there too. He started rushing a little bit. He got a couple 200s of the lens, but it was not enough for a miss to happen. And it's just Naya the one struggling the most. Otherwise, Indonesia's holding the grounds pretty well here. Reggie and Honta are both pretty much matching Sibelia and Lovely L. Perhaps even outplaying them. But oh, there's a huge drop there by Tridon. But Reggie
oh my gosh! That's a very crucial trade from Vietnam's side. They really needed a drop immediately and they got it.
Yeah, just after that break, if they had that combo here, they might still be able to keep themselves afloat into this map. But at this point, I don't think there is enough time. There's not nearly enough time. Only a single full combo against two. And as much as Indonesia is trying their best, Vietnam's just proving superior all the way in pretty much every single pick here. They will take the hybrid 2 Eagle Seeker for themselves with a miss from Reggie at the very end by about 20,000 points. And those were actually fairly close scores. It's just Nayu that is a little bit behind compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
33 is not much of a variance. Sure, they test different things and they are definitely harder in different ways. But in general, teams that are better at Rise than the other have just better fundamentals overall, and they should be winning most of the Rise picks. And that's what usually makes most Mania matches to be either extremely one-sided or very close score-wise, but then just one team coming afloat due to the only breakpoint they managed to achieve in one of the either Rise or Random. Krill, only two struggles there. Those were Retrox and Reggie.
Yeah, that was a pack of 200s from Reggie. So that will give the lead to Vietnam now.
It's the first one though, so yeah. And she's still gonna not be in the lead because of this, due to the accuracy being so well in favor of Vietnam here. Those 99.88 paying off, but Asrieli finds a miss there, and that might be enough for Indonesia to recover here. The accuracy disadvantage is still huge, that two misses. It's not being enough for Indonesia to get the lead back of the round. Oh, and they're so close, it's going back and forth, and Asrieli is about to hit the combo cap with Retro.
Oh, but Retro! Yeah.
Oh, there's another one! That's right, Tridon.
Full Vietnam team dropping now, but Vietnam still has the lead. Just for pure accuracy.
What's that for combo? Nah, we don't do that here in Vietnam. We're still gonna beat you though, with the accuracy advantage that they have. Overall as a team, they're holding super crazy accuracies, and as Indonesia is trying their best to catch up, they're just a little bit step behind.
They need one more. There needs to be one more miss from Vietnam's side.
Oh, but there's still Indonesia! Oh, they just threw it up at the squad. They both just at the exact same time. On to Retrox, that's gonna be it.
That was a self-destruct and a half. And that is a Vietnam point.
Yeah, it has to. At this point, there's no other way. Vietnam's gonna be taking this one, and it's gonna be 6-1 match point now for Vietnam. Indonesia with a miss at the very end there on Tabekasi. Not that it mattered all too much. Ratios really solid from Vietnam. Only a single miss from Sevilla, otherwise would have been a B1 double S, and 200 count from Vietnam. It's just super good. Only 5.
That's a combined 5. Yeah,
entire team.
That is crazy. Combined 5. And now Indonesia have the pick of their lives.
Yep, again going to the Shadow Realm. Oh, there it is.
Oh no. No more Shadow Realms, please. Okay, let's wait for client to sync everything up.
Yep, Onta and Sivelia both are not holding full combos to the client being a bit lagged. I think they should be holding their own. There it is.
There we go.
Syncing up finally, and Vietnam's on the lead. Off the back of the accuracy from Tridon again.
Oh, but lovely. That's a very early drop.
Was that a drop? I thought the game lagged a little bit. Might have been the client one. Yep, there it is.
No.
It's the client one. I am so good at this.
I got psyched.
Yeah, and you got debated.
I'm so new to this.
Oh, there's Reggie.
Oh,
with
that
the
is
first miss. That was a legit miss. Pretty
That
sure.
was a legit, yep.
But Lovely L trading it.
That's a legit miss from Lovely L this time round.
3-note inverse being a bit tricky, but
Actually, what happened to Lovely L's accuracy? That's quite a huge drop off.
yeah, and those 3-note inverse is so easy. If you drop once, you just get screwed over the entire pattern. You're not recovering from it. It's so hard to get back into it. And now it seems like Vietnam is on the lead though. Even with that accuracy deficit, it is a very small advantage for them. But it's starting to flicker back and forth.
We gotta see when the inverse wall hits, because that is where most of the combo, the column lock choke potential comes in.
Well, I will say that the ending is not that hard though. Sure, it is a bit faster than the original 190 BPM, but it's mostly just one force all the way through. This is the last tricky pattern, I think. And now into the full inverse. Oh, there's Reggie with the first drop right on the break of the one force. That's the harder transition. And with that miss, Vietnam's gonna be on the lead. Indonesia was starting to catch up, but without any misses. Tridon though, being the first one to drop from Vietnam after Lovely L. Is this gonna be enough though?
I think there might need to be a little bit more, but if Indonesia is able to climb up accuracy and overtake Vietnam, there is gonna be a little bit of a swap here.
Oh no, flick at the end. Do they have enough time here? I don't think they do. Vietnam is holding their own. They don't want to play anymore. They just want to take this, get over it, and win it. But do they have what it takes? It's getting really close, but it seems like edging it out. Vietnam is doing so. And they will take if they hold these combos together. I think at this point it's pretty much decided. This last ending is not that difficult, and Vietnam will be the victorious team here, 7-1 with a full combo by Sivelia, putting them on top of Indonesia. After all, very close score with Onta here.
Very, very close.
But it's not gonna be enough. The difference between Lovely L and Reggie was what made the difference between these two teams here, I feel. And because of it, Vietnam, with another breakpoint on the lens, will be taking their 7th point and the match against the Indonesians. They're knocking them out of the tournament and advancing to face Philippines tomorrow. Yep, whoever wins that will be playing the finals map pool, so high stakes over there, absolutely.
Can we also give some commiserations to Indonesia? They performed out of their minds this entire World Cup. Like, they came in seeded 14th. I didn't expect them to go all the way to the semi-finals. They managed to dispatch Chile last weekend, and they put up a really good performance against Vietnam as well. So they did extremely well against a team that is favorites to go into the top 6. So
yeah, a team that was
GG.
a team